All right, everyone. I am so excited to be with you today. We are doing, this was a powerful this is just a powerful time. And so I had to come in here and share what I shared inside Limitless Academy because the ladies were loving the call. And I was like, I need to share this with the entire community. So today we are doing 2026. This is specifically for women in midlife. 2026 energy forecast, what to do, what not to do, what to expect for the month of February and beyond, how to use these energies to support you, and some amazing things that are happening. And this is not so much for like, oh my God, all the woo. Hello, Kim. It is so good to see you. Let me know, guys, when you're coming in, where you're coming from. Any questions that you have, I will answer them. You can put them in the chat. We are multi-streaming at the moment. I am in the midst of a move, so ignore all the things behind. But I just want to say I'm so happy to have you here. This is a really exciting time. There's a lot going on. And so especially I want to say for those that are spiritually awake and aware, my high achieving successful women who have big dreams, this is the time to dream bigger than you ever have. So this is not to hold back. One of the things that just happened, right? It's today we had the February, we had the full moon, then we had the 222 portal. We are ending the year of the wood snake. And if anything that I'm saying, you're like, what is she talking about? Let me just explain in the most basic of terms. January and all of last year was very much about letting go of identities that no longer serve you. And it could have been a lot of self-reflection, moving forward, but also noticing that there were aspects of yourself that needed to go. And that is a beautiful thing. So if you noticed in the month of January, it wasn't this big momentum motivational time. January was very much, if for everybody, and I'd love to hear from you in the comments, but it was more a slow integration, letting go. People were hibernating. There was more of a hermit energy. There was movement for sure, but it wasn't this like rocket out of the gate, right? For January. So what's happening on February 17th, we have the year of the fire horse. And again, if you're unfamiliar with this, let me just break it down for you. The fire horse is really about momentum. It's about motivation. It's a year of unprecedented, especially for women. It is a time for epic creation, putting dreams out. If there's ever been a time for you to move forward, this is the time to take massive action and to get out of realistic, to no longer be caught and beholden to, well, in order for me to get a raise, it needs to be 10%. And that's what's typical in my company. And in order to do this, we want to throw all what's realistic out of the gate, because when you are truly aligned with higher consciousness, source energy, God, divine energy, there is no time. There's no constructs about what can be created. So if you're sitting there telling yourself that it's going to take a decade to achieve or 5 years to achieve, notice where you're putting time constraints around what you can achieve, because that is you placing your own limitations and buying into another human's rules and regulations. In the year of the fire horse and what we're stepping into in February 17th, everything like that is out the window. I want you, if you do nothing else, to start to challenge every belief you have, every identity that isn't serving you. And this is why I teach identity over manifestation, because identity is what will support you and who you are choosing to be. If you are not clear on your identity, if you are not clear on the woman that you are choosing and on where you want to go, then that's where you have to start, right? It's so important. And one of the things that I was saying inside Limitless Academy, that's our online membership. If you guys have any interest, I'll put the links below. But I was sharing with them, I said, if I could go back and talk to myself 20 years ago, go and ask yourself, and this is when you become soul led, go and ask yourself, if I could go back and talk to me 20 years ago, what would I tell her? And that is the exact guidance that you need to live by. That is the exact guidance that your soul is saying, hey, listen to this, because this is actually what you need to do for you now. And so ask yourself, what would I be saying? What would I tell myself 20 years ago? And can I take that guidance on and take that on for myself now? What I was sharing inside Limitless that I would hands down have told myself is watch your words. If you take nothing else from this video, then there's so much juice. So stay here till the end. I also want you to know that on Saturday, I'm going live. We're doing a live decluttering session. I'm in the middle of a move, and I always get asked, and I teach about decluttering, exactly how to declutter, what to do for your closet, for your mindset, for your home, for your kitchen, for all the things in the exact way in which I declutter. And I'm quite masterful at it. If you want to join me, make sure to sign up for that. It will be live on YouTube from 12 to 2. And we will be streaming it here as well. So that will be up. What I wanted to tell you, so for anybody in the midst of a move or just wanting to relentlessly declutter, that's another thing that I'm going to talk about here today. It is necessary to do that and do it before February 17th. So what we're going to cover in today's video are some mindset principles to set you up for your most successful year yet. I'm also going to give you an opportunity and share with you how I have a curated actual workbook that you can get and guided experience that is amazing that I did to set myself up for the most successful 2026 yet. And the women that have gone through it raved about it. So I wanted to create it and share it with you. In addition to that, because you can't achieve goals. You're going to achieve them through hustle and proving and earning and struggling if you don't actually come from identity first. Identity first means my success is inevitable. So I know I'm going to do the things that align with the version of me that I want to be. Right? Like I get up and go to the gym in the morning not just because I'm disciplined and that's just who I am. No, I created a fit identity. I created the version of me where that's not a question because I know how I want to look and how I want to feel. And I know the benefits. So what I did was I programmed my mind differently. I stacked the evidence. I specialize in reprogramming the mind. If you guys don't know, and you're new to me, I'm Melissa Catherine, and I will go into that. I specialize in reprogramming the mind. I've been doing this for 22 years. And what I want to say is when you want to reprogram the mind and shift your identity, you need to stack the evidence. And you have to prove to yourself, this is why this is of benefit. So when I'm using the example of coming from identity first, why is identity first? Because since I identify as being fit, as being healthy, that informs my routines, right? And those routines, my disciplines give me my freedom, right? And so now if you're coming from, I'm just doing this because I'm on a diet or something, that's a limited time space. And that's why people end up gaining the weight back. Oh, like I was working out, I felt so good back in 2022, and then I stopped because you actually didn't come from identity, right? And so that's why I speak into that. So first and foremost, when you're wanting to shift your outer reality, watch your words. Your words are your wand, as Florence Scovel says, one of my favorite books, The Game of Life and How to Play It. It's a red book, go get it. The Game of Life and How to Play It, Florence Scovel. Your words are your wand. And then I always add on, they will create for you or against you. If you just watch your words, please, for the love of all things holy, stop gossiping, stop talking negative about other people, stop judgment as much as you can. Ask yourself and do not let anything come out of your mouth unless you want it to be in your reality. So where you place your focus, your energy goes and grows. It's your reticular activating system scientifically. And when we get into neuroscience, but really understand that when you are obsessing about what isn't working, the money that didn't come, the life that hasn't happened, the heartbreak, you are adding to and creating and perpetuating an experience that you don't want. And that's why what you want to do is set it, forget it, release it. I'll come back to this. I'm letting this go. You are, and I said this to the women inside Limitless, I said, your only job is to protect your peace. Your only job is to protect your peace. For all my moms, for everybody else, your job is to protect your peace. You will be your best for everybody else. So watch your words. Do not speak anything. You are casting spells at all time, and your words are literal manifestations in real time. Only speak about what you want. And I say this often. Everyone talks and they're like, being delusional, and that's such a joke. Well, is it? Because everybody else in the world is delusional in the other direction. They're all operating off of watching the news, a fear-based reality based off of what ifs, if we go to war, if we do this. And then their nervous system is wrought, and then they sit and then they engage in angry, back and forth online. Like, who is that helping? So you're either delusional in the direction of your dreams, because the only truth that exists is the one that you believe. So I always say you can have two twins in the same household, same amount of love, same amount of money, same attention from their parents. One twin is going to wake up or grow up and be uber successful. They're the most positive. Glass is always half full. Life is incredible, right? And they make so much money. They're doing great. They have a happy relationship. They love their parents. They talk about their childhood and it was the best and everything's always working out for them. And then the other child suffers with addiction, maybe struggles with their weight, is always struggling with money, comes from victim energy. I didn't get the love. Nobody paid attention to me. Same two twins, same household. Why? Because they're interpreting life through their own lens. And the only truth that exists is the one that they believe to be true, the one that they tell themselves. So what is the truth that you're buying into? I'd rather buy into, I'm going to tell myself what I want to be my truth, knowing that my imagination is the godlike mind, that my imagination is showing me future images of my desired reality. And I'm going to believe in that over what if in the other direction, riddled with self-doubt and fear that stagnates me and creates and buys into a version of me that actually hurts me, right? So I want to say that to you because what words are you speaking into existence? Are you constantly complaining? Another guidance that I gave one of my clients inside Limitless, she said, one way that I just need to vent, I go to my work and I just need to vent to a few of my colleagues about, my husband's now at home and I just need to vent. And I said, no, you don't, because they're now creating an identity of you that you complain about your husband, that your marriage, they're projecting all their stuff onto your marriage that they're experiencing of you and what you're saying. So no, you do not go to work and talk ill about your husband. I know you love him, but that's not helping him, and everything is energy. So instead, I want you to give it to God. When you're in the car, say, God, I'm giving you my complaints. I'm now complaining to you. I'm turning this over to you. You are my sounding board. You are my marriage counselor. You are everything. Take this energy from me. So really understand that when you're sitting there and you're like, oh, but it's okay, I'm just talking to my best friend about, I'm not saying not to have conversations, but really understand that everyone, when you are talking to them, they're having a thought about you. Thank you so much. They're creating a story. She said, so good. I was like, yes, girl. No, but they're creating, think about it. When somebody else is talking to you, and also the people that are gossiping, inside your head, you're like, how soon before they're doing that about me? So if everything is energy and we attract what we are and what we put out into the world is what we get back, then wouldn't it behoove you to spread kindness and love? I will often get asked, Melissa, are you going to talk about this, what's going on politically, or have a stance? And I'm like, why would I put that out online unless there's a different way in which I want to speak into it, when I know that the energy that I hold and holding the highest light for each and spreading kindness is actually going to do more for the world and for other people than me engaging in putting something out that's only going to elicit negative, positive, and then I have to spend time fielding through those comments. So I just want you to think of everything as energy. And what is the exchange that I want to have happen here? And if I'm a protector of my peace, is this creating peace or disharmony? So let's just rewind and go back through for 2026. So by the way, if you want, I created an exact guided experience for your next level identity. It's a like 2-hour guided experience and workbook. The workbook is simple, but it's effective. So if you don't know where you're going and you don't have clarity on who you are, definitely get that. I will put the link below. This barcode, if you're watching this on your television screen or on YouTube, that's also an identity shift. It's like $44. This is where I take you through an exact method to create your next level identity. So both of those are extremely helpful. The other one is $33. I will link both here. They are phenomenal. They work, but you've got to know where you're going, and you want to get clear on every aspect of you. And as I said in the very beginning, I want you to challenge every belief. So I was raised Catholic. I went to all girls private Catholic school. I actually didn't realize that I could challenge like things that didn't feel good for me. Like I was like, but my parents said so, right? Or, God said so, or the Bible said so, or society said so, or culture said so. And it wasn't until I was like, wait, why am I believing that? Why am I taking that as final truth? Do I want that to be true? Does that feel good for me? And so if you've been raised and it's like, oh, maybe you were told that everybody in your family has, struggles with their weight, or everybody's big boned, or everybody has heart problems, you don't need to take that on. You can decide right now. This is why I love identity work. I would love to hear from you in the comments. Are there any identities right now that you're like, I don't like this, that you want to get rid of, that you don't want to be a part of you? Maybe you have a poor money story and it's just like, oh, everybody in my family struggles with money, right? Like, that's just like, this is just where we are. We're like, that's just who we are. If there were things around your weight, like, oh, I've never seen my body at that size. I'm over it. Like, I don't think so. I want you to look and ask yourself, what identities and limiting beliefs am I allowing to run who I be in the world, how I show up, what I'm doing? Because this is why I have a membership called Limitless, right? To live limitless is to live from possibility and opportunity. So let's just backlog this. First and foremost, we're going to ask ourselves, who am I being? Who do I want to be? How does she live? How does she dress? What's her morning routine? What's her evening routine? Where does she shop? How much money does she make? I want you to be so clear on the identity of who you're choosing and what you want. And then look at who you're being now and say, what is different? What are the gaps here? And your prayer then is, close the gap. God, universe, source, energy, all the powers that be, help me to close the gap from who I am currently to who I want to be, right? And put that out and ask for that prayer. Close the gap. Show me the way. Bring me the mentors. Bring me the social media things, trainings like this, right? A call like this, training, a live like this. Bring me the books. Bring me lyrics, right? Because source energy works through social media, because this is what people are engaging now. Like, they used to solely work through movies and entertainment and a lot of, right? And so now you will find, so when you put those prayers out, and then your job is to pay attention to the signs. Your job is to not just sit there and go, oh, angel number 1111, but actually go, what does that mean for me in this moment? What thought was I just thinking? What guidance am I receiving? Right? Okay. So we talked about your words. Do not speak anything to existence unless you want it to happen for you. Honestly, and really, really put out goodwill towards others. We do not want to have anything in us where we're holding energy towards another that's unkind, right? So there's a motto that I live by. If I ever got a tattoo, it's what I would honestly get. And it would be, what would love do? That is your answer to everything. What would love do? The other thing that I would tell myself, I started off this live saying, get a picture of yourself from 20 years ago, or just think and say, if I was in front of her right now, what would I want to tell her? Write it down. Read it back to yourself out loud, because that's your soul's guidance for yourself. If you do nothing else, do that today. Next, what you're going to do, give it to God. We're not complaining here. Pay attention to what you're saying about other people. Even if you're like, I just need to dump for a minute. No, go dump go on a walk with God, source energy, the universe, and go, I'm giving it to you. Go stand next to a tree, put your hand on it and be like, I'm giving you all of this. Okay. And you can make fun of me, but the stuff works. All right. Okay, I'm going to also give you some things with Feng Shui that are going to support in cleansing and clearing the energy. We're going to talk about decluttering. And also, if you want to declutter with me live on Saturday, I'm going to be doing it live. You're also going to help me decipher between what clothes to keep and what to get rid of. I'm like fashion designer, so I have like way too many things. Actually, I don't. I'm so good at not, but for those of you who don't know, I am starting my bold life era. And if you don't follow me, then you definitely want to. I'm going to be, you're going to come with me as I travel and live abroad and travel and lean into the intuitive guidance that I received. And so that is one of the things I pride myself on as a world-renowned intuitive. I listen to the guidance, and the guidance is a whisper, and it's usually things that scare you that you're like, wait, really? And I'm like, okay, I guess I'm moving, and I'm putting things in storage, and I am going. And so you get to be with me in real time as I am doing this. And I'm so excited and I feel so alive and I can't wait and to see what this next year brings. So stay tuned for that. The Bold Life with Reinvention in real time with me. You're going to watch it. It's going to be like a little show. All right. So, and I'll be sharing with you how I deal with fears, what I do on a day-to-day, my morning routine, my evening routine, how I travel, what are my favorite things that I do. I always get asked about like my skincare, all those routines. So definitely do that. If you haven't yet, please subscribe, like, share this. Means the world to me. Honestly, it means so much. Please leave comments. It helps the algorithm so much. And just subscribing helps tremendously. I do go live twice a week. And then we have incredible long form videos as well on YouTube. And I go live twice a week on Facebook. Okay, so getting back to this, let's go into some other things. So we talked about the power of language. We talked about giving it to God, giving it out to the ether. We also talked about paying attention to science. And we talked about really being clear on your identity and who you're choosing to be. If you are not clear, how can you get there? If you don't know the difference between who you're being now and who you want to be, the version of you who has your dreams, she does things differently. She does. You can say, and so I got a great question. Actually, I wasn't planning on sharing this one. I got a great question inside Limitless Academy. She said, well, Melissa, I noticed the version of me who does have the body, who the money's, amplified the this, she's not doing that much differently. She still meal preps. She gets up and she does this. She gets dressed in this way. And I said, okay, it's not so much what you're doing, but the thoughts that you're thinking. Okay, thanks for the emojis, guys. It's not so much what you're doing. It's the thoughts that you're thinking. It's the energy that you're doing it in. So if I'm getting dressed, right, and I'm sitting there and I'm like, I'm going and I'm meal prepping and I'm getting ready for my workout, but I'm going over and as I'm getting dressed, I'm like, I feel so fat, and blah, blah, blah. And I don't even know why I'm doing this. And it's such a waste of time, right? And all of these different things, then the energy that I'm doing it in is from the old identity. Right? It's not from the identity of the woman who's like, my body is banging, right? Like, it's not from the identity of, I've got everything I need, right? If you're paying your bills, right? And she's like, and I would still pay my bills. I'm like, yeah, but if you're paying your bills from, it's the money's going out, where's the money going to come from? And your nervous system is like, then your energy is not aligned with the woman where the money, there's endless wealth. There's more than enough. Right? She knows that version where there's more than enough. She knows all the money that goes out is just investments and it's all coming right back. She doesn't see it as depletion. She knows there's just more energy where that comes from. Right? Thank you. Thank you, Cialdani. Am I saying this name? I'm like, oh, I want to learn. I want to speak Italian better. Thank you so much. You're so sweet. I appreciate you. Okay. So, and hold on one second. I need to clean some things up. There we go. All right. So, want more confidence to do things alone. Oh, that's a good one, Shonda. Okay, so here's the thing. I'm going to say this. So we just talked about energy. So if you notice that the version of you, let's just close that loop, the version of you that has the identity and you're like, well, I wouldn't really be doing things different. Ask yourself, is the energy that I would do them in different? See, there's a huge difference where it's like, oh, if I was married, well, I would still go to the gym and I would still go to the grocery store. Yeah, but are you doing it as the married version? Are you thinking of your partner? Are you you're at home? Are you dressed in a way where you would be like, oh, okay, this is, or are you sitting there wearing things that you're like, no, if they were actually here, I'd be so embarrassed, but I'm still single. There's a complete different energy. So Shauna said, I want more confidence to do things alone. Love it. So confidence is claimed. It's not earned. You can claim confidence right now. So I want to ask you, Shauna, what do you believe? And this is what many people do with their beliefs. They think, I need to have confidence, right? Like, or I want confidence. It's so beautiful. So thank you for this question, comment. I love being able to support in real time. So they'll often, without even knowing it, have a subconscious gap in what needs to happen. Like, I'll feel confident once I release the weight. I'll feel confident to do things alone once I am in a partnership. What is yours, Shauna, right? I'll feel confident to do things alone. What do you believe needs to happen between who you are right now to do things alone? It's easy to stay isolated in my house, thrive off others. Thrive off others. It's easy. So you think the mind will trick you and will say, stay safe. It's easier to stay isolated in my house. I just said this to a client right before this call. I said, because she goes, Melissa, I would love to be able to do what you're doing. Like, I'm too afraid to just like get up and travel and like, especially. And I said, well, fear, right? On the other side of fear, so fear and excitement are on the same energetic planes. So we can flip the switch. We can actually program our minds in real time and say, oh, okay, what I'm noticing is resistance. Resistance is fear. I'm noticing this resistance and I'm going to flip it in real time. And I'm going to tell myself I'm actually so excited to go alone. And then what you want to do is stack the benefits. Why is it a good thing that I get to go alone? Why is it going to be fun for me to go alone? And then you want to look at evidence of other women that go out by themselves and men. They're sitting at a bar, they're at a restaurant, they're going to a movie by themselves. That there are people that do this alone and they're in partnership just because they simply enjoy it. My cousin was just telling me, she's like, anytime I go to a movie, I go by myself. She's like, my husband never wants to go the same thing that I do and I enjoy it. It's like my thing, right? But she's not making it deficient about her. When we think something in us is deficient, i.e. being single, then when we go to do things, we're doing it from the identity, goes back to identity of there's something wrong with me, lack, scarcity, I'm not enough because I don't have a partner. And everybody knows it. And now I'm here by myself. Shame, guilt. Now I'm sitting by myself. They all know that I'm alone. This is so embarrassing. What do I do? Flip it. In your mind, you're in partnership. You're confident. You're bold. You love going out alone. It's time with you. You get to bring a book. You get to like do whatever. You get to enjoy. So you need to tell the mind why it's a good thing. Because your mind isn't controlling you. You control the mind. I'm going to say it again. You are not your thoughts and you are not your mind. Your mind is nothing more than an artifact of past consciousness. Let me say it in more simplified terms, best analogy. Your mind is ChatGPT. It's Google. You know how ChatGPT only talks to you the way that you programmed it to? That's what your mind's doing. All of your identities and beliefs about you are nothing more than programs that you put in your mind. And it has all these tabs open. So when you're sitting there and you're going to do something and you're like, I'm going to do something outside my comfort zone. Your mind's like, oh, your mind is set up for survival. It just wants to keep you safe. What that means is your mind's going to keep you exactly where you are. It's going to keep you at the same weight. It's going to keep you with the same struggles. It's going to keep you single. It's going to keep you insecure. In order to become the version of you that you haven't been, you need to do things differently. You need to do the opposite of what you've done that hasn't worked for you, right? So there's some things you do that work for you, but generally to shift your identity, you need to go, okay, for me to actually go from $100,000 a year to $1 million, or 100 to 300, I need to operate differently. I'm going to show up differently. I have to have a different set of beliefs, right? So getting back to the confidence, we have to tell ourselves, I'm confident, I'm secure. You want to tell yourself these as truths. You're not affirming them with a hope, a wish, and a prayer. I want you to come from the energy where you are speaking into existence daily. I am confident. I'm bold. I'm confident. I love going out. You want to tell yourself, it's so fun when we get to go out with ourselves. It's such, I'm going to take myself on a date tonight. I'm going to go out. I love going out. I'm going to get dressed up. I'm going to make myself, I'm going to do all the things. And then you come from the energy as if you are in a relationship, as if you have everything. And that's what's really beautiful. Some other Christians have knocked my confidence down, but will get up and succeed. So claim it today. We want to get reliant on our own self-validation, and we don't want to give our power away, right? So ask yourself, where am I giving my power away? Where are you giving your power away to society, culture? Where are you giving your power away by getting lost in what's going on in the world? Where are you giving your power away by needing other people's acceptance, approval, and validation outside of you? Where are you giving your power away by comparing yourself on social media? Draw your power back and say, I'm in control of my power. Remember, what did I say at the beginning of this? Your only job is to be the protector of your peace, right? Your only job is to be the protector of your peace and to own your peace. Thank you. It's powerful, and it's true, right? Remember, the only truth that exists is the one that you believe. So if you believe that other people have knocked your confidence and that they have the power to take it, then they will. If you have the belief that I'm the protector of my peace and that I approve of myself, I validate my truth, then you're done. It's done. And that's why it's so important. And one of the things I wanted to say here today is, guys, we have to go into 2026. It is imperative, especially as women, it is imperative that you move your body and you move the energy. The energy is fierce in February. There is so much happening, especially in midlife. You got your hormones, you got the this, you got the that. Whatever it is, you've got to move energy. We are animals by nature. This does not need to be some masochistic workout. You don't need to spend 2 hours. I'm talking about releasing energy. Get up in the morning, swing from side to side, move your body, do 10 squats like this, game changer, do this, start twisting. So good. It's so good for your liver, your support. I can go into all of this. My background in wellness is extensive. But I want to tell you, it is so important to move your body first thing. Jump up and down, get your lymph system going, get into your body. Another great one that I want to tell you that I got a huge download around is more music. More music, less ingesting content. You know that we ingest 22 terabytes of content. A year and a half ago, or 2 years ago, it was 1. Our brain can't even compute. I would love to know how many of you have a playlist of videos or just scroll and you hear something profound and you're like, wow. And then you go to the next video and the next video and your brain's like, I don't even know what's my thought, what's theirs. Did we have an aha earlier? Are we like, what is working, what isn't? How can you hear yourself? We are intuitive beings. And one of my favorite things to do, I love to teach women how to be more intuitive. And I was born with, we could say like the gift. Everybody's got the gift. And some of us just get it earlier on in a different way. And it was just scary. Like I didn't really know what to do with it. I didn't know why I knew things, especially I'm clairvoyant. So it would be that I would just know things. And I was like, well, I don't know why I know. And I would tell my mom things like when I was like really little and she's like, I don't understand. Like, how did you know that? And I was like, and then I like go off and play. And then it freaked me out. And I was like, I don't want this. And then I had a spiritual awakening after cancer. And I just have to stretch my quad for a second. And I love that I'm explaining that right now. Okay. There's a long story here. I talk about all this stuff on my YouTube channel, but point is spiritual awakening. And once I came back into it, It is such a blessing, and it is a gift, and it is powerful. And I love helping others to unearth it and connect in with that. And it's because we're energy beings. We are of source energy, and it is a blessing. And we receive the most intuitive guidance. And our job here, our soul came here to expand and to express. It came here to have so much joy and so much fun. It came here to create. And that is our greatest gift and service back to God, source, and whatever you believe in. I'm a God girly, but whatever you believe in, that's our greatest gift, to say, look what I created, whether it's, and you can say you're not creative, but anything that we do, that we build from, numbers, architecture, writing, social media, like anything, fashion, acting, all the things. And it doesn't have to be arts related. Anything is a creation. And so I say that because that's why we're here. And so we want to be tuned into that energy as much as possible. And we want to be grateful for it and listen to it. And one of the best things that I can say in February in particular, and as we open up, because we're going to be able to manifest very quickly when you're tuned in and tapped and really listening. When you receive guidance, act, and act fast. Don't deliberate. Just think about if you had a boss and they gave you a job and you've got two people, and one actions it right away and is like, here's the report you asked for. And the other person's like, oh, I didn't realize you wanted it right now. You gave us a deadline of like a month. So I'm still working on it. Who do you think's going to get the next job? It's kind of how source energy works. It's like, you want more money? Okay, I'm going to give you. You want $1 million idea? I've got one for you. What are you going to do with it? Are you going to sit on it? Or are you going to make something happen with it? You want that book idea? I gave you one. What are you doing with it? I told you to call this person. There's a connection that's been made. Like, start paying attention. And I love to always tell people when they're starting off with this, get a journal that's just like your book of evidence or your book of higher self-guidance, and just write them down, or even put it in a notes section in your phone and review it each night and look and go, what guidance did I receive today? And wow, what prayers were answered? Because you're going to be blown away. And what that helps you do too is it helps you, Shauna's saying yes. Yes, it's so helpful, because then it proves to your mind, yeah, this is real. Like, this happens for us all the time. This is not some like fluke. We are magical, miracle beings, and blessings are happening all around us at all times. Okay. So the other things that I wanted to talk about, and it's so important, you've got to move your body. And if you do not have a morning routine, this is the time. You will get lost in the matrix of social media and all the things that are going to go on in the world. And I say this because this is your messages for me today. Thanks for sharing. Yes, girl, it is. Absolutely. And I'm so glad that you're here live. Thank you. What I want to say is, this year, there's going to be so much information. So much is going to happen with AI. So much is going to happen in the world. I don't want to say like scary, but it's going to be a lot. And you've got to be grounded. And there's something that I teach called the 5, 5, and 5. It's 5 minutes of reading, 5 minutes of writing, and 5 minutes of meditating. Keep it simple. For those of you that don't have any practice, that's a great way. The reading, get a book that's introspective. Get something like A Return to Love, The Untethered Soul. Anything that speaks to you, that just has you reflect on you and learn something outside of yourself to support you in life. And it's 5 minutes. It's like, if you don't, right? Tony Robbins always says, if you don't have 10 minutes, you don't have a life. Like, it's like 15 minutes, or he says 20 minutes, but 5, 5, and 5, reading, writing, and meditating. If you want, join our Limitless Academy, and you can be in live community, and we have an entire, course library in there, and all our past modules. And then we do 3 live calls a month, and a hot seat and a Q&A, and it's content that you don't see anywhere else. That's specific to them: workbooks, handouts, meditations, visualizations, guest expert. I mean, the whole thing. It's amazing. I put that link below. I believe they are linked below. If you do want that workbook that I talked about, that is to your next level identity upgrade. And that's $33 with the guided experience. That link is below. But let's get back to this. So, and if you guys want to go any further, links below. Okay. So the other thing that I wanted to tell you, is we've got to have a morning routine. We've got to move the energy. This is so, so important. There are a few, and so I had mentioned about decluttering. If you want to declutter with me live, I'm going to be doing that on Saturday. Come, you can do it live with me in the background. Let's get your closet going. I find when we put people in a timeline, they're like, okay, I'm going to do it with somebody. It's like an online accountability partner. Here are the rule of thumb with decluttering. When it comes to your closet, once you create your identity, if your clothes do not fit that identity when you put them on and it's not aligned with who you be today or who you're going to be, it's time to get rid of. Bless them with somebody else. The karma will come back. If you are holding on to things that have energy that come with lack and scarcity, I spent so much money on that, you need to get rid of it. That has lack and scarcity energy. You're holding on to, I spent so much, I should. If you haven't used it, gift it, sell it, get on Poshmark, the real, like whatever, or just gift it and trust that it will come back. Okay. The other thing is I generally, when we're decluttering, here's the Cliff's Notes. It's either a hell yes or it's a hell no. There is no maybe. Now I understand that sometimes we've got like our sweatshirt and our thing that is comfy, but we might not wear it out of the house. But when you sit there and you're like, it's either a hell yes, like would I buy this in the store today? If your answer is no, really understand if you don't like the way it looks now, you're not going to like it tomorrow. And if you're waiting, if you've got those jeans or the outfit where you're like, when I lose the 10 pounds, it's like an energetic slap in the face. Trust me, just tell yourself, I'll buy a new outfit. Because when you lose the 10 pounds, you're going to be excited. You're going to want to go and buy something new, not shop your closet. So shop your closet. That's the motto with decluttering. It's like, we're going to shop what's in here. We're only keeping hell yeses. So when I started my business, it was called MK Makeover, and I would help women I started off with weight loss and I would help them release weight. And as their bodies was changing, I would actually go to their homes in New York. I would clear out their closet. Some of them were like, oh dear God, like there's nothing left. And then I'd help put outfits together based off of everything, style them. And then we would go shopping and like variety of stores. And, I had kind of like connections with different stores in New York, and they would let me pull things in advance depending on people's budgets, or we go into like H&M's or whatever. Point is, you can find anything for any budget. And it's so nice to just go, I get the gift of upgrading a few pieces in my wardrobe, right? And you get to let yourself do that. If you, especially in midlife, often we can find ourselves opening our closet and being like, don't even know what to wear here. So that's the other one. Also notice, do you have a lot of clothes for events and things that are never happening? Like you're holding on to your old bar outfits and like you're this and you're that, but you're like, I don't even go to the bars anymore. You don't need like the cutesy, look at the things that are no longer aligned. They might have nostalgia, but it's like, let's pass them down. Okay. And when you're looking at items in your house, again, we want to get rid of the books that have never been read that you insist this year is going to be the year. Just donate them and go and buy a book one at a time that you're actually going to read, instead of having things that make you feel bad about yourself. I want you going through your supplements. If it doesn't feel good on your body, and if you aren't using them, please throw them out. Look at things that are expired. Do the same with your makeup. Like if you have makeup it's kind of gross when we think about it, but like if you have makeup that's past like 6 months, it's time to get rid of these things. And you want to do this before February 17th. Okay. So it's the same thing. Plants, look at, if there's dead plants, please get rid of the dead plants, please. Please. And then look at things that you can donate, that you can get rid of. There are so many people in need and so many organizations that will literally come to your home, take furniture, do things. But now is the time. And the last one that I'm going to say is the paper trail. Please get rid of the dense amounts of paper and things. Everything blocks energy. So if there isn't flow, I want you to notice. If you're wanting love is like your half side of your bed filled with stuff, what is there? Is it up against the wall? Do they not have their own end table? Do you have stuff on their side table that's got weird energy? Are you holding on to things from past relationships? If you have things that are from deceased parents in your bedroom, and these are things we want to put in different places. Okay. The last one that I'm going to say that's really good to do is you want to get a bowl of salt. regular salt, and you're going to put it next to your bed. And this is scientifically proven. It actually clears negative energy. It neutralizes the ions in your home. So if you have negative energy, maybe there's some issues even with you and a partner, or you just have negative energy, or you've had a lot of people coming in and out of your home, you can put a bowl of salt by your door. You can also put it in your bedroom. You don't want to put it across the bedroom. You don't want to put it under the bed. You don't want to put it in a drawer. You don't want to put it under a shelf. You want to put it by your bed. And then at the end, there's no water. It's just salt, regular salt in a bowl. And doesn't matter how much. You can do a small bowl, you can do a big bowl, it doesn't matter. But if you feel like there's some kind of dense negative energy in your home, saging your home is also scientifically proven. But at the end of 7 days, you're going to take that bowl of salt and you're going to wash the bowl out and you're going to dump that in the trash. You're not going to use it. You're not going to drink it. You're not going to put it in the disposal. We're clearing it out of the home, and then you can refill it. These are some energetic feng shui, simple things to do to support you in having an incredible 2026. So again, if you want to join me live, we can do that on Saturday. Make sure to do that. Follow me on YouTube, subscribe, like it means the world. If you want to go deeper and you want to get inside Limitless Academy to be around other like-minded women where we do this, and you get to be in my energy weekly and receive content that you don't see anyplace else, workbook, step-by-step guide on creating your self-image. Also, my Limitless Body program is in there for truly supporting you and getting in incredible shape, changing your relationship with food, and changing your body in 8 weeks. That you can only find that inside Limitless. Along with each month, we do an intuitive call. We do this inside there. We do a hot seat, and we also have a specific topic each month. And so it's an incredible space to be. If you want to dive deeper into deeper work with me, apply for our Reinvention program. Doors are opening and we have our waitlist now. Link is below. And if you want the workbook and guided experience, use that barcode there for identity shift and your next level identity upgrade. Link below as well. Thank you guys so much for being here. There's a lot of opportunities and ways to support you at all levels of investment. And I'm here for you every step of the way. Join and watch as I live my boldest life ever, reinventing in real time, taking you with me as I put my things in storage and on my travels. And in this time of just an exciting time of a lot going on this year, and a lot that I don't even know that's going to unfold in real time. And you will be the first to find out what it is by joining me live and subscribing to the channel. This is also where I share all my favorite products and finds, from health and wellness to fitness and skincare to fashion. So stay tuned for all the fun. We've got so much in store, and I can't wait to be with you live on Saturday. And we have another video coming for you soon. All my love. Thank you for being here. Thank you so much for being a part of this community. You guys are everything. And I love the comments and being able to support you live in coaching today. I hope you enjoyed today's video. I would love to hear any tips from you as well. What are you feeling called to in 2026? What of the things that I talked about today spoke to you the most? Share in the comments below so we can all learn from each other and grow. I love you, and have a beautiful and blessed day. Bye. And for those of you on TikTok, you have our form in here as well. All right. Love you guys. See you in the next video. Bye.